gathered throng. It is I, your host and friend, Jerford K. Holkins. This is, of course, Acquisitions Intoxicated, a show whose purpose is to allow you greater access to your inheritance, which is the mastery and manifestation of brewing. I am joined, as always, by Acquisitions Intoxicated Brewmaster Eric J. Benson.
I agree, Stiggs.
Thanks, Stiggs. So pleased. But you may be like, well, who's this Eric Benson fellow? Well, you may know him better as Edge Benson. Thank you, Taylor. You may know him as Azerbaijan, this should allow for us to contain the rest of you. Thanks, V-Ball fan. Also the notorious EJB. Now you get it. It's same guy. Same guy. It's the same motherfucker. So you're all familiar, of course, with
Angus.
Joseph Campbell, of course, the monomyth. Just like every other time, there is a narrative arc to the program that we're going to be iterating first.
Did you just quote The Hero's Journey?
Yeah.
With Joseph Campbell? That's great. Yeah.
So first, obviously, we're going to put these grains into the crucible, thanks, Jimmy, to manifest their greater purpose. We're going to incorporate certain hops in that process, as you know. Fuck you, hops. Thank you, Stock. Now, and then immediately upon that, then I will insert the step filter into the Pico brew.
Triumphantly.
Thank you, Ichigo. With aplomb, with a simple, gentle push.
Oh, you're switching it up this time.
Yeah.
Sometimes you force it. Sometimes you
this time
shake
it's going to be. This time it's just going to be like, hello.
It's a hello, friend.
Exactly. What's going on?
Join us
now.
in this journey.
Then after that process, then we're going to sip. We got some cans over here. We got some what have in the past in America's gruesome past were called king cans. We'll see what we can do here. We have some Voodoo Ranger Liquid Paradise IPA special release. Very excited about that. Let's stop. I'm going to do my best for you. And then, this is from Ghostly, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah. Ghostly Clockwork, who you may remember from the channel. Thank you, Raven Killed. Hey, thank you so much. I need those insertion tips. He brought this around. It's the Rodler Grapefruit.
Yeah.
It is exquisite. I already have some familiarity with that fluid. And then after that, we're going to jump right back in. We're going to get crazy. Creating a brand new recipe. And I want to set us a challenge for this recipe today. We want to take the lore factor and increase it.
Wow.
We've been making some sick beverages, I think. Today, let's try to go real nuts on the lore part of it.
I love it.
Right? So anyway, as you know, the process, the ritual, the iteration, we're all part of it, and we're going to make it happen. So, so what do we have in this mix?
So, let's talk about what this was. This is Sepulchre.
Oh, the Sepulchre, yeah.
It's the American amber that's a little bit darker than your typical amber.
Yeah. It's the blood.
Yeah, this is composed almost 100% of Munich malt, but you're going to have some oats in there, flaked oats, and some roasted wheat.
Oh my God, yeah, these wheats, here, I'm gonna let people see. Actually, you know what? Once it enters the step filter, then you'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
There's oats, a fucking go-go in this bag.
Yeah.
This is a heavy sack too.
Woo! God, that smells delicious.
Oh my gosh. But this is one of the sweetest. Here, go into the rest of the mix because the aroma, even just off of the dry grains, is I would say new. We've been doing this for a year, and this is completely original.
Well, that's mostly going to be coming from a little bit of oats, but the roasted wheat that's in there.
Okay, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Roasted wheat is pretty new for us on this show.
We've only used it in 1 or 2 beers.
Yeah, but I would say there's a higher percentage here in this one, and that plus the oats is like. It's like
delectable.
It's like a candy syrup thing. It isn't like the wholesome like sweet breads and rolls. This is like a candy syrup type aroma. That is incredible, and it's a healthy fucking grain box too. All right, what's next?
So the hops we're using is going to be Nougat.
Oh yeah,
This is going to be a heavy
Classic.
herbal aroma. Give us some spice into this.
No, and this is our bittering hop,
Yeah,
right?
this is for bittering. So you're going to pour half the package in there. So it's a half an ounce for our bittering hop. And what we did was we went with Polaris for our flavor, or our aroma hop.
Yeah.
Which is described as ice candy, eucalyptus, peppermint, and citrus. Unfortunately, we couldn't get our hands on Polaris this week. So we...
Yeah, that's one of the, understand that. So as you begin to take up your birthright and explore brewing, sometimes you have to sub. Especially if you're brewing in New Zealand or Oz, you're going to have to get something local.
So Polaris is actually a German hop. So we substituted it. This is great when you get. This is why I always say go to your local homebrew. Like so, when I went down to Micro Homebrew,
did Tony help you out?
Yeah, Tony was like, okay, so here's what we got. Here's what we can sub it for, and that's going to be Herz Bruckler. It's another German hop that gives us those the tree fruits, basically the eucalyptus. And it's going to give us some citrus and some spicy herbs in there as well.
This is new. Here, put your nose in that. Put your beak in there.
Oh, that's fantastic. You're getting some fruit on the end of that as well.
Well, no, there's definitely fruit, but it's almost like a Flintstones vitamin mineral aspect to it. And also, I would say cheese.
Get a little bit of blue cheese factor. Hops can do that.
It's dank AF basically. Amy would love this one. Mm-hmm. So how much?
So
is that
this is just a little bit. You're going to pour a quarter of that in there.
Oh, because it's all aroma. Mm-hmm. Okay. I mean, it's a not an unpleasant smell, but that is definitely new.
Yeah.
And if I had a hop that I had seen before, and it smelled like that, I would ask serious questions. We don't want that rich cheddar hop up in this mix. All right. So that's the Sepulchre, our blood-themed beverage.
And remember, we're going to put huckleberry in this as well.
Absolutely.
When it comes time for secondary.
Hey, and so what do we have? What do we have coming up to tap on the show?
So
there's 3 batches, right?
Yep. So next week we're going to have some guests in.
Who's it going to be?
I believe it's New Belgium.
Oh, listen.
So I think they're bringing in some stuff for us to try.
Oh, I support that 100%.
I know, right? But then after that, we have...
New Belgium is going to be on our Twitch brewing show. That is nonsense. Okay, please continue.
After that, we have 1,000 Year Promise, which was the fruit and spice, the cinnamon and peach.
Yeah, the EPA beverage made with the help of Amy.
Yep. Then Summer Gold, or Summer Promise.
Summer Promise.
Which was for Promise.
From town. That's the shandy.
The shandy.
Yeah, so a little bit of lemonade in there.
And then Woodstain.
Oh, Woodstain, which is going 2 ways. Remember, it's a sweet stout, but we're also going to make a second batch for distilling explicitly. Mm-hmm. Something to consider. All right, now, God, you're already over. How the fuck did you get over there?
You don't even hear him. He has boots of swiftness on. What the shit?
That's really scary.
He is the knight.
Dude, he is the knight.
In the day.
He's the fucking knight.
Yeah.
All right, now.
Blade. He's Blade.
This
Blade.
is so heavy.
I know, it's great.
Jesus, okay. Hopefully this additional weight is going to
allow you to kind of brace.
It's going to provide the impetus.
Yeah. I mean, there's weight behind you. The weight of the stream is behind you.
Is the stream?
Yeah. There's a lot of weight behind you.
Because I mean, for me, it seems like it's something I'm doing by myself.
No, we're all here.
Do they back me up?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, look at the hands on the Pico.
All right, ready?
More emotes than Listen, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. It's been a while since...
It's been a while?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I wasn't going to go there. I mean, it,
This is... So this is too real.
I mean, dude,
it's too real. I had to... there was a negotiation And it resulted
maybe you were too nice.
Exactly. There was a negotiation which resulted in a great scenario.
Yeah.
Now, so this is Sepulchre, right? Let's get in there.
Oh shit! Did I put it in? I should.
Oh yeah, it's here.
Oh, it's there.
I got you.
Okay.
Sepulchre is such a badass word.
Right.
Like it even looks fucking badass. All right, here. I'll put these back under here. We're gonna grab these now. So these historically, we've been prepping these grains.
Oh yeah. Do you want?
We've been doing a pre-prep.
Are you? Yeah. I mean, are you gonna go for it?
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, you've been nice to him all day, so.
Yeah, exactly. No, I have done nothing but praise these precious grains.
Yeah, I know.
The whole time. Like I've done nothing but support these premium grains. All right, now, grains, listen. We've been through a lot. You and me. But our journey is just getting started. The fact of the matter is that you have a great destiny, and that destiny is something I want to recognize now. So I had to do a lot, and I would describe it as a lot of dishes and housework on Sunday. And the only way I was able to get through it, not this time Liliana, more metal, but not more ghost. The only way I was able to get through it was with a substantial infusion of Christian heavy metal.
What?
So it's like, so when I was growing up, like everybody,
you were like, I love Skillet.
Well, no, everybody's like, when they listen to, it's like, oh, I love the '80s. It's like, none of the '80s music, like is like my music, like my '80s music, like my '80s music equivalent is like all Christian heavy metal.
So I have been trying to parse this forever. When you're at a Christian heavy metal show and everybody's throwing up horns, how does that work?
No one throws up the horns. That's not going to work at a Christian heavy metal show.
Okay, I'm just wondering.
There's none of this.
Yeah.
this is not this. Like, this indicates that you do not belong at that show.
Yeah.
Okay, but here. So two things. So I'm gonna get some of this up here. Yeah. You can see this sometimes.
What?
As though they're vampires.
Wait.
Right? But honestly, it'd be great if there was a fucking vampire. Like you want to have this thing rolling, right? Two things. So I'm gonna give it a little bit of Christian heavy metal.
Yeah. See, Fodwin, that's what I'm getting at. Everybody throws up horns when they're, because I've seen some Skillet videos, and I'm like,
you can't help it.
I'm like, this is the weirdest thing. How does this work?
You know what?
I mean,
it's like this. It's imagine it like this, right? So you can have the horn, but maybe the horn, I don't know. I'm gonna start back up again. Imagine that the horn, maybe this is like the sacrifice.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like we can hook it up, right? Now, precious grains. Here we go. We're gonna brew recipe. Now, so I'm gonna love these grains, but I'm gonna love them in a very specific way. So if you hear some of these, yes, striper obviously is great. So this might be a message that you need in your life right now. Something to consider. All right, you ready? The pain you feel is caused by all the things I've said and done. Yeah. Ooh, but your love for me is so real. You forgave me and you sent your only son. Oh, and you say, my people are falling now away from me. People, I'm calling you to be just as I am. And then there's a very high part right there. And then it goes on, there's a, how can you say to me that you love me and have so much hate for your brother? Don't you know that the law says we're murderers if we hate one another? Why can't we forgive one another? All right, there you go. All right, there you go. So that's I really like that song. I need to stop. I'll just do the whole concert. I will sing the album from beginning to end. All right, now Grains, listen. After that,
Yeah, right?
after that, Grains, I'm brain shaming. I need to roll it back. Now, first things first, let's get a little test on this Voodoo Ranger. So
Voodoo Ranger.
I thought I saw New Belgium in there. If there's
Yep.
anything you want to let us know, Purple Monkey Robots, that is Sacred Warriors song Master's Command from the album Master's Command. Ryan Hartman is great. We got that premium sub.
Ryan Hartman is great.
Now, if there's anything you want to say about this particular beer, New Belgium, this Liquid Paradise IPA, let us know. I'm trying to see if there's any extra info.
Love the can.
Oh, the can is kick ass, obviously. Do you have the grain box cam, Josh? So we can get the focus. It looks like this. This is the can. He's like,
It's like a Megadeth
Watch it. He's like-
cover.
yeah! All right. Let's see. So
Speaking of 80s metal.
I need to show all the voodoo. Oh, New Belgium. So funny. New Belgium just tried to link the beer, and
Yeah.
then Nightbot fucked them.
Oh, Nightbot in for the kill.
Whoa. The can stack to make a tall character?
What? No. Yeah.
Look at right here.
Okay. It's just,
All right, you got this.
that's awesome. Brilliant.
It's like-
Utterly brilliant.
This is like a friend. This is like a can that is also a tiny friend.
Yeah. It's like, hey, bud.
No, it does. Shoe Bear, it does look like Uncle Death, but I do not believe that it is Uncle
Yeah.
Death. Oh, we got the sub from New Belgium also.
This
Well,
is
here.
like, oh God. There's an old game, or drinking game called Wizard Staffs where you put the
Wizard staffs?
Yeah. So every time you finish a can, you tape the can to the other can. So you keep building up a giant staff of cans.
You see this wizard staff?
Yeah.
This sounds like some nerd shit.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But this would work perfectly because you'd have tons of these little devil skeletons.
Oh yeah, you'd have all these satans over here. Let's take a look at this. Wow.
That smells
What
awesome.
the hell do you got going on in here?
Paradise.
Oh my god.
That's fantastic. That is fantastic.
That is out of control. Let's see, marketing. Okay, so cutting-edge new single-hop innovation, Mosaic Incognito, boasts a melange of tropical notes. Yes, delicately bitter, extremely aromatic IPA. Yes, that is exactly right.
That's rad. I love single hop IPAs.
Oh no, I'm 100% okay, and it seems like people are still fucking around with shit. Thanks, Crash. So, New Belgium, have you seen this cryo hops trend? Because I'm starting to see bottles and cans with that everywhere. Something to consider. All right, so here, let's keep going for this.
Yeah. You had me. I keep going.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
So there's different types of IPAs that exist in a range. Some of them, especially like up here, are like just motherfuckers. They just get in your face. Thanks, Shiny. So the way that this works, I would say that I have not had an IPA that has this texture.
What do you mean? Like the body?
Yeah, so a lot of times, typically an IPA is going to be about a wrestling match between your IBU and your malt base, right? The malts in this, so like one of my favorites is Blue Dot by Hair of the Dog.
Yeah, totally.
And that is just like, hey, I got a big old malt base and I got a
Right.
whole lot of hops and we're just going to be, it's like, you're in this room with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
In this, the malt part of the body is completely enveloped, like it's completely contained inside the hop. And it's not too crazy.
No. I mean,
That's the mix.
Exactly. Well, a lot of the IPAs you're grabbing are always doubles and triples, so you're
Yeah.
going to have a thick malt base. Where this has, it's a lighter body, and it's using mostly pales.
Yeah. It's a really, really simple back, and then the hopping is not asinine.
No, it's great.
But you can tell it's a single hop.
Right. And for single hops, Mosaic is one of my number one choices. I love Mosaic, and
but you can use Mosaic anywhere in the process, right?
Oh yeah, totally.
All right, hey, so that is very, very, very good, and it's an incredible platform for us to manufacture some twisted ass shit.
I like where your head's at.
Up in this business.
Yeah.
So we investigated. Let's see. Last time we've done some investigations of the spirits of the miners down there. Mr. Dan, thank you so much. We've investigated, obviously, where Profa sits with Red Larch there. We've investigated Welver.
Yep.
One of these days, it might be nice to make a small beer for the orphanage, because beer is also a system for ensafening a water supply.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, sure.
It's also good.
Back then, your kids had beer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It wouldn't have been normal. I mean, it wouldn't have been out of the ordinary.
No. Wake up, have an ale.
It's not crazy. So I'm trying to think about what would be a good target out there for our tender ministrations. Right?
So did we have a couple left over from last week that we were thinking about?
Yeah, let's see.
No. Father Gordon.
Father Gordon would be interesting, because he's almost certainly, right? He's almost certainly a brewer himself, right?
Oh, Percival. That's the other one that we had up there.
True. Okay. So let's see. Themes.
A dark auspicia.
Yeah. Yeah, Evil Auspicia could be really good. Evil Auspicia, Percival, who, specifically Percival Dark Magic. The Crystalline Tree, that's a deep-ass cut there, Space Guy Lewis. Yeah, Nilayan's a winner.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Corbin Shale from Team N is very good.
We eventually have to do a mecha from the old, when there was the Hallister mecha robot. That has to be done sometime too. Oh,
Lestat. We have actually figured out Omin's brew that he would give to Evelyn to win her love. We've actually got that all done. It is
true
ready.
Name.
It is ready to go. Hey, now the 6 is very interesting. So, just for your purpose, we've got Percival. But I'm going to add the last part. So it's really Percival Dark Magic, right?
Tarrasque Park. Yeah, that was kind of a Tarrasque Park, right? It was above a graveyard.
Yeah. Percival Dark Magic is a relative of Jim's. And there have been certain elements of the campaign. Thanks, Beck. There have been certain elements in the campaign where we have strongly implied that Percival Dark Magic has manufactures magical items, wards, defenses, locks, wands, things like that. But he's also sort of a jerk.
Iron Tooth?
Exactly.
No, Iron Tooth.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, way back. Evil Auspicia is the Auspicia that operated Drawn Enterprises.
Oh, a Mask Lord beer.
Yeah, that's good too.
That's a really good... If Omin was creating for his station, like a beer for his station.
Mask Lord is good. And there's all kinds of stuff that we can do thematically around that too, right?
Oh, yeah.
There's also the 6. So the 6 were a feature throughout the first season from time to time. Thanks, Adam. From time to time, essentially it's an organization. It has been strongly implied that loathes Acquisitions Incorporated for some reason, possibly because at one point they were all murdered by Acquisitions Incorporated, either because they did it on purpose or because Acquisitions Incorporated just tends to leave a lot of terror and so forth in its wake. So take a look at these. Tell me which one of those tantalizes you at the maximum level. Taurus,
God, they're all great.
listen, I see you, okay?
What, Taurus?
I know what you're doing. Noble Knife Mimic Dog Beer. Gosh, what was his name? He had a name. He's a tame mimic, right? Let me pull that up.
Yeah,
While
pull up the
the
sheet.
vote is
Yeah.
going, do you want to answer a cue?
Yeah. Oh, this is cool. Alison 601. Did you ever do a beer that would have been served on the Horde? That's brilliant.
Ooh, that's a really good one. See, the funny thing about the Horde, so you would think, right, that, you know, the Horde being a business would be all about, it'd be something that would be inexpensive, so you can manufacture, but the entire purpose of the Horde is not to make money.
Yeah.
The whole purpose of the Horde is actually to give people the joy of winning, because that's the actual currency that tribe of lizard folk is trying to collect.
Well, yeah, they were collecting that for the Shadow Lord down below.
Yes.
He was the one siphoning their life force off. So they wanted to keep them in the Horde gambling, so he could keep draining them.
Yes. So Taurus. I was just going to say, SA, you already got it? I looked it all up. I should have just looked in the fucking chat. No. Cistern is the name of the tame mimic that the Noble Knife uses. So that's one of their tricks. There isn't a lot known about the Noble Knife, but something that might appeal to you, just as a piece of trivia, is that Eric and I basically founded. There's no timeline for this, so don't go too crazy. Yeah. But we have an entire Noble Knife campaign, like end to end, that just sort of goes into the Noble Knife, explains them, gives you contacts for them. Thanks, Black Belt.
What you'll be getting in the future.
Yes, exactly.
Sometime.
Exactly. But it's bonkers. It's some of the coolest stuff.
I thought it was rad.
Well, no, we actually like went and had like
a writer's
weekend. It was you, me, and Crasp.
Yep.
When I say Crasp, of course, I mean Chris Straub. I think we got a winner here, man.
Yeah. Oh, I think it'll be fun to do a mass lore. Oh, jeez.
It's happening, dude. That's what they
God,
want.
there's so many cool beers for that, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, New Belgium, if you look, we can work out a thing. If you want me to come run a game for you, like running a game is not hard.
We will come.
Have screen will travel.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think paid in beer works for me.
Listen, kid, you let us into the back.
Yeah.
Where you got all this shit going.
You let us brew like a little bit on the system, press the button once or twice.
No, it's true. Hey, and Orion Rogue, don't feel too bad. There's a lot of really sneaky shit that we have put in the C-Team Acquisitions Incorporated campaign. So a lot of it's very, very sneaky, right? All right, Masked Lord. Okay, so like I say, now
let's talk about the lore on that, right?
So what I want to do, the main thing is, and I did not do this, because you can't do this, right? It'd be like planning your own birthday party. Like, it'd be weird, right? It would be weird of you to do. So, I mean, I could never have said, oh, hey, you know, it'd be really cool. How about an Omen with a Masked Lord? Here's my character sheet, you know.
Yeah.
Here's my skill.
I'm the one that pressed this on this vote.
Exactly. So somebody else, like, I mean, Omen is like represented in lore officially as a Masked Lord.
Yeah.
Which I think is really, really cool.
Yeah.
So the Masked Lords, there's Open Lords.
There's one Open Lord.
That's right. And there's Masked Lords, which represent the interests of Waterdeep in various ways. And Omen is one of them. Oh, here. So GM Rocky's got something here. Eisbach for a strong... Oh, you got some style choices? Okay. A strong lager. Yeah, that makes sense. Asadi, interesting.
New Belgium, I actually did have my buddy John owns the Albany Distilling Company, and we used to run a D&D campaign around his stills. It's the coolest thing ever.
In the back?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That kicks ass. All right, so now you know the backstory, right? So let's try to figure out, so if this beer So what does the beer represent?
So is this
we need
Omin
a
using
story?
Is this Omin flexing his power
Exactly.
to make profit throughout the city?
Right. Or
Like in olden times in Albany, if you wanted to have, this was in the 20s, 30s after Prohibition, if you wanted to have a bar, the political machine was so strong that you had to have a certain beer on tap in order to get your liquor license to have that
exclusively?
bar. Yeah. Well, it had to be one of your beers. It was called Hendrix.
That sounds like mob shit.
Yeah, it was. That's why all the beer laws came into play. So,
it was sort of like, I mean, typically speaking, you if you had like an open monopoly,
yeah,
there's laws for that.
Yeah.
But this is more like, this is like under the table.
This is the political party that ran the city.
Think so.
And in order to get your approvals, like your health code and all your approvals to open up your bar, you had to have this beer because that owner of that brewery was big in the political party at the time. So it could be something like that, where Omin has control over.
Well, and it's already suggested. It's actually a part of AI. Like beer is actually woven into AI lore in a few different ways, right?
Brianish, go to the Albany Distilling Company and tell John or Rick behind the bar behind the counter that Eric Benson sent you to him.
And honestly, this is real. Like,
yeah.
I suspect something will actually happen if you tell them that. So there's a couple of different ways we can do it, right? So beer is woven into AI lore all over the place. In terms of like his mom, like the beer that we designed, like Red Larch Regular, is designed to be a daily beer for a small town that's easy to make from only the hops that she has access to. It's a single hop, right? So it isn't about a lot of complicated adding or measuring. It's like, hey, here's the bowl. This is how much goes in total, right? And it was quite good.
Oh, it was fantastic.
It was quite good. So,
but let's think about Waterdeep. Waterdeep's a whole different ballgame, right?
Absolutely.
The city of splendors. You have so Waterdeep prides itself on having cultures from around the realms.
They have an opinion about themselves.
Yeah.
Right? And Waterdavians.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So are you talking about something like Omin working his masked lord connections to make it so that, you have beer in your restaurant?
You need to have this on tap.
And then he flexes his connections with the rest of the lords.
Yeah. Because they're all in charge of
because
different...
for him, this would be this would be like, compared to the sorts of things lords get up to, this is so low tier.
Yeah.
Right?
So yeah, nobody else is thinking about it.
No.
He's just going to come in and sweep it all through.
Exactly. He just needs that to happen at each place. So, knowing that, what is he going to put together in that context, right? What does he want to have in each of these places? Knowing that it's Waterdeep,
right?
It's going to have.
So it has to be cultured, right? Like it has to be.
Well, it has to be something that makes people from Waterdeep feel like they're better than other places.
Right. Exactly.
It isn't going to be like Liquid Assets or one of the other ones that's about hiring outside,
right?
Or like job fair type beverage.
Right.
This actually has to hit a certain level. The money he makes comes from the fact that
he can overcharge.
He's got free tap.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah.
So, what would be a good style? What would be a good style in there? Thanks, Cribs. Much appreciated. So GM Rocky is out there. No, so can you read that to me, Josh?
Which one?
The GM Rocky's subscriber tag. It says, if I were to suggest Masked Lord beers, for me it's too small. I can't see it out there. It should just be in the the feed.
If I were to suggest Masked Lord beers, Eisbach for a strong flavored lager, a Flanders red ale for something sophisticated like a red wine, or a Sati for the heavy tradition and neat spice of a juniper.
I like Flanders red. That's a great one.
Yeah, so that's like a soured red, right?
Yeah, well, kind of.
Tangy.
It's a Belgian red, essentially, if you want to classify it.
I see. So it has some of those wilder.
It's sour.
Those wilder yeasts.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's sour, fruity Belgian style ale.
Yeah. So let's get that in there because that's gonna have kind of an exotic taste compared to your classic sort of lagers and stouts, right?
God, I almost feel like this would be a Belgian in it, just by its very nature, right? I mean, they're exotic in taste in general.
Definitely, it's gonna be like you're gonna notice it, right?
Yeah.
Because again, like in Waterdeep, so this is actually a part of the campaign too. The idea that people from Waterdeep would like slum it in a place like Red Larch,
yeah.
for its local character. And so I
Right.
think of this as something like a farmhouse ale, like that sort of classic spontaneous fermentation type thing.
Right, like they're almost importing farmhouse ales from around the realms, right?
Exactly.
So it would be a Saison.
Yeah,
be one.
Saison would be another classic. And again, Saison is like an umbrella term, basically.
Yeah, because the way Saisons work is they would be brewed on a farmhouse on a farm to give to the workers, and you would use whatever you had around your farm.
It's a currency,
Yeah.
functionally speaking. Into this Flanders red. So do we want one more?
Oh, yes, we do. Okay, so we know Omin's trying to sell this under his guise.
Right.
He's trying to appeal to the upper class.
Exactly, but the way that this functions, I don't think it's actually connected superficially to AI at all. This has to be from
It's like Omin's own side.
shell company,
Yeah.
shell company,
Yeah,
shell
yeah,
company,
yeah.
and then that's the product, right? So it doesn't have to have the livery, doesn't have to have the branding, and then if anything goes wrong, you can just clip that entire wing off, right?
So we could do an American strong ale.
Yeah.
This is basically it's very malty. It's hoppy, but not IPA hoppy. You're looking at roughly about it's 50 IBUs, so it's up there.
God damn, really?
Yeah, but your malt is gonna be bigger.
But it has the malt and the ABV to back it up.
Right.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. American Strong Ale. All right, take a look at this gathered throng, and then let's feast up on some of these cues. Hey, do you want another sip of this?
Yeah, that was
I
fantastic.
can't believe this stuff. It's a maze. Yep.
You could take a beer and choose mass scores. We know customized.
It's there. What you got?
Graham has asked, have you tried bumping the grain bin in with your hip, Jerry?
Listen, I'm not above any technique. I'm ready to leverage it. All I want is success. Man, I can't thank New Belgium enough for these.
Yeah, these are fantastic.
This is really, really good. And I don't see this, like we get some New Belgian stuff, especially a lot of the bottle series, but we definitely, we don't get any of the special stuff out here. No way.
Have you tried the Fonzie treatment?
What, abuse the device?
Yeah. Mighty, thanks.
You Mighty Mick.
Oh, have you? This is an interesting one, Firehawk.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about taking a beer and then making a character from the beer?
Well, we have a guest next week.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
Like reverse
we do that?
engineering what we're doing.
So New Belgium's going to be in town, right? Mm-hmm. Why don't we do it? Why don't we do that next time?
Yeah.
If we're gonna have a brewery expert in with us, let's make a great recipe.
Yeah.
And then let's pull out specific items.
And turn it into a character.
And then they'll be able to go home with a great character, ready to play.
I think that's fantastic.
I think that's a kick-ass
Best
idea,
episode
and we're going to
ever.
do that. The end. The end.
The end.
Wild card, what's a hemperer? Are you familiar with hemperer?
What?
My suspicion is that it involves hemp.
That's the they sent us that exploded.
Oh, yeah.
Popped. Yeah, it happens. Yeah, Cold Burglar's like, just make the Voodoo Ranger into a character. Like, why not? Like, if they come out, I would love to try that. If you can bring some, definitely do it. But if we can go wild on this, like, why not make a Ranger? Like why not extend the Voodoo Ranger line? Mm-hmm. Because there's at least 3 in the case that I have at my.
Oh, is there really?
At my.
That's fantastic.
At my shop, my bottle shop. Yeah, why not? We should actually just make a Ranger. Just expand that line and then keep it going.
That's awesome. Oh, they are bringing the hemp beer.
Aha!
Okay, cool.
Marvelous.
Fascinating.
Marvelous.
Jeez, I am so damn excited.
Yeah, you know what? Listen, it could be worse. That's the takeaway.
Could be worse.
It could be way worse. But yeah, we are going to hook that up 100% New Belgium. So you're going to bring good stuff here. We're going to put it to work. And then by the time you leave, we'll have a full character sheet.
Oh, yeah.
You'll be ready to play in any campaign. Here, so Orion Rogue wants to know if is a Flanders kettle sour to Furlong sour, and that's a question I can't understand.
Yeah, it's not it's where the souring is going to come from is going to be from our yeast. So
What's the yeast choice?
yeah, it'll be the yeast choice. A lot of it's you use a lot of Brett yeasts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the
Say no
lactobacillus.
Yeah, I was just going to say,
Saccharomyces.
I know exactly what the result will be with Brett. I know exactly. I know 100%. Mm-hmm. I'm getting there. I think this Flanders Red will be a nice.
Yeah.
Because Tony brought one, right?
Yeah. And that was good. That was really good.
It was good for me, right? It allowed us to move forward because I have saurophobia.
Yeah. But and that's the thing. You don't have to like every style of beer that's out there.
No.
Right? But it's great. It's actually fun to see you kind of go through this journey of sours where, we'll go out on our C team night and there'll be a sour and you'll be like, oh, okay, this one's not bad. And then there's one that's like, oh, this is really sour.
Yeah, there's a range.
Yeah,
right?
your palate's developing.
What's
even
funny
still.
is that for me, it's like my extremes are like the normal things.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's like, so I'm trying to figure out sours and pilsners, and these are completely basic styles. Dude, Flanders Red came out of this, and I'm glad. Because,
I think it's cool.
Because when I think about that getting pulled in, at an inn, at the yawning portal, like that makes sense to me. It's gonna have a taste that is going to surprise you if you're ready for the ship of the line.
Yeah, absolutely. Right? Ooh, look at that. So let's talk about what we want this ABV to be.
Yeah.
Typically, it's between 4.5 and 5.7.
Oh, so a Flanders Red is quite reasonable.
Yeah. Now, how does that figure into the lore of this beer?
Yes.
What does Omin want to do with this style of beer?
We need a lore note. So at 4,
you could have more and keep spending money. Right?
Right. I am sure that he would say 4 is more, right?
Yeah.
That's the system. So I would say that so I want to put 4 in there as a base. I think there's a case to be made that a person might be able to have more before they stumble out.
Yeah, absolutely. Right? I like that.
But let's have 5 and let's have 6 in there just to give people a range.
Yeah, totally.
Because it could happen the other way too, right?
Yeah.
His philosophy almost certainly at the higher end is going to be like, the win condition for me is that somebody buys a round.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So where he approaches that situation, right, is something to consider. Yeah, charging more because it's higher class.
Yeah.
There we go. So the ABV comes up here. It's like, oh well, this is the wine drinker's beer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. This is selling to Jeff.
Oh yeah. It's like, oh, you like wine?
Yeah.
Well, here's a very expensive beer.
Yeah. Stig's. Sour beer is stuff that tastes like it went bad and they bottled it anyway, right? So yes and no.
Yeah.
So there's
specific ranges.
Yeah, there's various degrees of sour, and it just scales really quickly from a little bit tart to You just ate a pack full of shock tarts. That's what I kind of related to.
Yeah. There's a sweet. Some of them have a sweet tart.
Yeah.
And it isn't just that bite.
Right. Zeno, if you're making a sour, do you already have infected versus cleaning brewing supplies, or do you think you can clean it enough just to use normal kegs and carboys? You always have clean brewing supplies. Cleaning is the number one thing you do as a brewer. What makes it infected is the yeast that you use. Typically, you're going to be getting a soured yeast, and that's what's going to give you
now
the
hold
infection
on.
of the beer.
Now, this being said, we had a batch of our first Goza that soured,
Yeah,
and you said you would never use that carboy again.
yeah.
So there's a certain amount of superstition that goes along with it too, right?
Yeah. Would Omin's brewery be non-unionized?
Who knows how he would even do it? Like, the truth is that he may not know at all. He wouldn't care about the specific interactions in there. It's probably almost certainly a favor he did for someone in the expectation of getting a favor later,
Gotcha.
right?
I think 4 is the winner on
It's
this one.
4. It is
It makes
4.
total sense.
Yep. So let me get my notepad going here.
So the next we're going to look at is our color for this beer. So for a Flanders, we're typically going between 11 and 18 on the SRM scale. We can go higher if we want, or lower. But how do we? How would
do you
Omin
sell it?
Yeah, how would you be selling this beer? If you're saying this is the wine drinker's beer, right? Are we going for a deeper? Are we going for like an 18?
Exactly.
Instead of like a golden color, or are you saying no? This is rich and golden, and
let's
going
go
with
13 to 18, so that we give them that tasty range there, and then let's just drop the bottom of it and say 25.
Okay.
Say, so obviously you want to differentiate yourself in a crowded marketplace.
Sure.
So, are we going to give them something? It basically just surprises all the way down.
Yeah.
Right. And crank up that CERM. I'm here to tell you right now. So we cleaned out our corny, and it seems like this is actually still giving us that same goofy error.
Yeah.
Even with it being
Super clean.
like spotless.
Yeah, we got to call Pico.
Yeah, exactly. We need some tech support for our device. But that being said, as soon as the hot water hit this grain bed, that's top 3, I would say, and I suspect it has to do.
Oh God, I can get whiffs of it.
It's
now.
the oats. It's the oats and the roasted wheat.
Yeah.
I think I'm so glad that roasted wheat has been in the mix now.
Yeah. Ooh, look at that! Everybody's dropping the 25.
Yeah. Well, they want that.
I mean, it makes sense.
No,
it's just
it's coming from somewhere.
Yeah.
Right. So if we're gonna go,
you should
hard
be
on the
writing these
lore-
notes down.
For
the lore, the lore bits too.
Well, here, so let's make some more lore.
Yeah.
So that we can get those notes in. So now that we sort of know, now that we're into the SRM, let's see. We're coming up with the 25, which is healthy. Not 254. That's very low. Now we need that IBU. So, I mean, when I think of a Flanders Red, in my mind,
20 to 40. They're not.
well, yeah, I was just going to say, I mean, my Flanders Red experiences are not really hoppy at all.
No.
But
They're there to balance out the malt. Really.
Exactly. And some of the tang, I
Yep.
think. It's just basically to put a spin on the on the tartness, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what are we thinking here?
So you have 20 to
the
40 to
Ibu.
play with.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go higher and look at in the IPA range, but
Here. So let's give him this.
What would Omin be thinking about when choosing bitterness in this beer?
For him, bitterness in this product.
Right. And think about this as a product he's selling to Water
Consumer
Davians.
facing.
Yeah.
Here is the wine drinker's beer. From a supply chain perspective, 40 to 50 IBU is going to be a preservative.
Right. But
Right?
also, if you're looking, on the flip side of that, if you're thinking of the wine drinker's beer, you're thinking more tannins, fruits, malt characteristics. So then you
Yep.
could go lower.
It's going to be
on the
down here.
IBUs.
So I think there's very, very strong arguments for the whole range.
Yeah.
Take a look. See what you think. Oh, God. Look at this. Look at this, like, Smucker's caramel down here in the base. Coming off of these roasted ass wheats. Yeah.
With the Horde beer, would you crank the ABV in the spirit of getting people to play more?
Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, in that context, especially at your up, you know what, the reality, right, is if you're going to do the Horde, like 100% right, and I'm not saying that we even have the resources to do it, right?
Yeah.
You'd have a beer up here and a beer down here. Right?
Well, and that actually comes into this next question from the St. Brian. Would Omin force the distribution of more expensive beer as a mass lord while making a less expensive beer to compete as Omin and try to capture both ends of the market?
Well, he
We've
has his
already
own
done that.
liquid assets.
Yep, we have liquid assets that would be distributed throughout the realms.
Exactly. That's a classic Pils.
Yeah.
With the local, whatever the local aspect is. And somebody actually got a hold of us
Yeah, and so
On-
they had chocolate mint.
on Twitter, and they're like, hey, do you need some chocolate mint? And the answer is yes.
Yes.
So what we should actually do is we should get a liquid assets brewed and then just have that ready for the secondary fermentation.
Yeah.
Right? Because as a Pilsner, I mean, how is that, 2 weeks?
No, we're going to lager it, so it's going to be about a month.
It's got to rest
Yeah.
and rest and rest
Yeah,
and
it'll
rest
be about a
and
month.
get clear, right? Get
yeah.
beautiful. Yeah, we're looking good here. I gotta say, there's that wisdom of crowds thing. Anytime we make beers with the stream,
Well, you know, the other thing, too, is
because I don't pick it ahead of time.
we
right?
need to congratulate the stream on the beer Velvet
on
Curtain.
last week's.
On Velvet Curtain.
We have been talking about this fucking thing all week.
Yeah. Like, I have never been more impressed. That beer was utterly amazing.
No, it's flawless, and it's like we have said continually. Like, that was the beer that for us sort of cemented the fact that we need to start brewing these and entering them in competition.
Yeah. Because
It's one of the best. That was a Dunkel, right?
that was a light and colored Dunkel.
Yeah. No one is expecting that. Like, this is a Dunkel that gets like sneak attack.
Yeah.
basically,
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Ultimate, reasonability in terms of like in the glass, you put it back, it's exactly where you want to be. This is a beer that people who hate beer will drink and enjoy.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's not how it works.
Like, I'm brewing another keg of it just to give to Mike.
Really?
Well, yeah, I want to.
Aw.
But that's how good that beer is. Like,
No, it's amazing. It does get it Dunkel. Exactly right times.
I want that.
Well put.
That beer I want on tap at my house.
Yeah, I want to get married again
Yeah.
so that I can have it on tap.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I can bless that union. Buck, we have to make more.
We have to make
It was
more.
Gone.
It's gone.
It was gone. So that's why he's doing recipe 2. Hey, so 30 is it. 30 is it, my friend.
Okay. Awesome.
This is going to be a monster.
This is gonna be really, really neat. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at the grain build on this.
Oh, man, it is. Look at this. Rich. But look at the heavy load in this filter. Look at this shit.
Yep.
That's just a brick now of sweet, toasty sugar. I'm gonna put that to work, Grains. Put it to work.
All right, so we're gonna use 2 base malts that go with a Flanders, Munich and Vienna. So
Yeah,
we have
those
to
are the classics,
We
right?
want to figure out which one we want to put more of in this beer.
Okay, let's give them all the information they can possibly
Right.
handle for these 2.
So Vienna is going to be lighter in color, but that's not really going to play too much of a factor because we're going to add other malts.
yeah,
in.
we're gonna tune the color to where you want.
But it's going to give us a biscuity flavor, and it's comprised. It's more pale than Munich. Munich is going to give us a much more richer, maltier caramel flavor.
Yeah.
So do you want biscuity or more caramel? as the one that's going to kind of.
Yeah. Well, they're both good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that biscuit. What biscuit? When they say biscuit, I mean we really mean cookie,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like
it's like a bready, like an English biscuit.
like
Type
an
of.
English. Yeah. That term isn't like buttermilk biscuit. It's like, holy shit, this is that sweet. Like you dip it in coffee, right?
Will Eric be tempted by the possibility of Special B?
Always.
GM Rocky, you already know, because I know the second part of this sentence, as you're looking it up, that maize is put into here, that Special B is usually put in Flanders.
So
Good.
now we get it.
Good on you, GM Rocky. Good on you.
Yeah. Now we're at the end game.
Yep.
Right? Yes. Claire is exactly right. A digestive biscuit or a rich tea biscuit.
Yep.
That is exactly the example I'm looking for.
Taurus, could you serve some Velvet Curtain at the Unplugged DNC gathering? I would love to, if there was some way we could get it across the
It's about
U.S. That's
shipping.
the problem.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's about getting it there. The U.S. there's a lot of Prohibition era horse shit. Like,
you can't bring beer
functionally
across
speaking,
state
blue
lines.
laws,
Yeah.
right? That keep us from having the best events. So
Yeah, UPS kind of does allow it under the radar, Taurus. We don't really talk about it much, but they wouldn't allow us to send a keg
true.
unless we were an actual brewery or
Look
whatever.
at this. Look at this fight. Pretty good. Ultimately, it came out Munich, right? I mean, my suspicion is that Munich is ready to roll here.
Okay.
Right, and that's good. So sweet, syrupy caramel behind that tang, I think is good. And honestly, I think you may get your fantasy here. When it comes to
Assholes,
Special B.
you all think I love Special B.
well, no. Listen, you need to join. You just need to accept that you have an addiction. You listen. This is an intervention. It's me and the channel, and we just wanted to talk to you about a specific lead.
Okay.
You know which one we're talking about. I don't want to put you on the spot.
So, the next one, are we going to add some Cara Munich?
Ooh, just keep going.
Yeah, this is going to add caramel and more Munich flavor to this. Cara Munich. And give us a deeper color. Or do we just want to add straight biscuit malt, which is really going to give us
Cookie
that
Max.
cookie flavor and aroma, which I think is kind of really neat.
Well, yeah, especially with the rest of it. Once the yeast starts going nuts on it, it'll be nice to have that base. Yeah, take a look at that. See what you think. Etruscan is trying to get some of that. What malt do they want in there? I think they put it in the question.
What was it?
Rye.
Oh,
Rye. Yeah, we've done rye.
let's see. So put it kind of give it kind of a spice spin, way down.
Good. Could be interesting.
I don't hate it.
I like the thought of using the maize or corn. Corn. Right.
But for us, yeah, I mean
Yeah,
that would be
maize,
brand new too.
Yeah.
I got the last of the can.
You mother. It's so good. New Belgium, I want like 9 cases of.
Dude, everybody wants the biscuit. They want the biscuit to go this
Wow.
way.
Yeah. Okay.
Fair enough. This is already, I would say this is already a pretty wild build for a Flanders.
Okay. So we're gonna do one more,
Yes.
and this is gonna be Special B.
Yep. Now, So we're always talking about Special B,
Right.
but why don't you tell me and the Gathered Throng, sell us on this malt.
Extreme caramel.
But it's the god of your idolatry.
Yeah.
And so mega caramel.
Yeah, mega metal caramel.
So this is like caramels.
This is the
Z-move.
Voltron of.
It's caramel's Z move.
Yeah.
Right. And then what else? What other shit eater malts?
Special roast.
Tell me more.
This is going to be this is going to add to the biscuit flavor, but be toasted.
Oh. Yes, like candy sugar, like toasted sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Now look, there's two options here. I want to advocate. I want to advocate for the Special B.
Jeff, do you want a sip?
You have something?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You told me you weren't brewing. Oh, you get special.
Oh man.
No,
Well,
but you're
here,
going to want to try this.
here.
It's
I'll
delicious.
Here. Take a sip of this.
Blind the viewers with my.
Take a sip of this, and then I'm going to give you something that is going to drive you
Wow.
wild with
That is
desire.
grapefruit.
Isn't it amazing? Yeah, that's the. It's a special
Director of Poration.
operations.
God damn.
Devourer of beer,
Patrick?
hopes, Selleck, and God only knows. No, it's going to be up there IPA wise, but I think that it's pretty. I think it's a pretty technical process. I think it's quite fruity, lots of stone fruit.
Yeah, so it's a little hoppier than I normally drink, but
Yes.
it's not so hoppy that I would be like, nope.
Yeah.
Like, it's on the back end.
Right.
It's not. It doesn't hit you full force like some IPAs. They're just bitter right. in your
Right.
face.
Well, especially up here, it's a Northwest thing. I have this for you, and this is going to bring you joy. Joy.
Some heavy carbonation here.
It is.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it
Smells
wonderful?
like a tropical breakfast.
Oh, is that the grapefruit? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that fun?
It does not taste like a beer.
No.
No.
It-
And I'll tell you
It
why.
tastes like
What, San Pellegrino with like grapefruit
Radler.
and beer?
Right? So Rodler is like
it tastes like a good cocktail. To me.
exactly. So Rodler is basically a beer cocktail. It's juice and beer, and this happens to be a grapefruit Rodler.
Well, I found my new breakfast. Is what has happened.
isn't it? Isn't
This is
it
now.
just,
I'm going to start every morning.
It's just it's so bright
really
and
good.
fun. Have
Yeah.
you ever been to you have they have a really nice grapefruit beer over in Germany in Disney World.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing.
I haven't had that particular one. But, all right.
So good.
Yes, sir. Thank you for letting me crash.
No.
Thank you.
We are always pleased to see you, and no doubt this Rodler will help you on your way.
I appreciate the love on the chats. Holy
Oh,
mackerel.
mega love.
Yeah, someone asked if you were having a magical day.
Always, motherfuckers.
Motherfuckers.
Always.
All right, man. Here, you got to get a sip of this.
Yeah.
Like
Whoa.
the happiest, I would say, because I can actually go back and parse it all. The happiest moment of my adult life was probably in Germany, in at Disney World.
Like in Disney World in Germany?
Yeah.
Or actually in Germany at a Disney World?
No,
yeah.
like
At
There's a little
Epcot.
German-
At
yeah,
Epcot
exactly.
in
In
Germany.
Germany.
Yeah.
because they had a tap,
Yeah.
and I got a glass of this, and I was just like, "This is it! Like this is what it's about."
Yeah.
I just went out and like looked at these crazy ass fireworks, and I was like, "Oh, okay, wow, I've completely misprioritized my life.
Yeah.
My life needs to be oriented around coming here and doing this.
Yeah.
And heretofore it's been oriented around other things.
So I agree with this statement 100% because my friend Brian.
done it?
Yes. So my friend Brian is like one of those Disney or was one of those Disney maniacs, right? Goes every year, twice a year, all the time. And he developed a drink around the world in Epcot. So you had to go to every single place in a day, one after each other, and drink around the world. And I'm like, that's the worst idea. He's like, no, it's great. You just have to end up in Mexico. No matter what you do.
Oh, as long as the finale ends
is in
here.
Mexico. If you start in Mexico, you're fucked because you're drinking margaritas that are just chock full of tequila.
No, you want to go around, and then that's the end boss.
But yeah,
that's
exactly.
Sephiroth.
But what he did is
Genova.
just Genova. Like he literally had a schematic, like a map. He's like, okay, we're going to go to Japan at 11 o'clock. Then we're going to go over to Germany. Then we're going to hit Spain. It was brilliant, and that's where I got hooked on drinking around the world in Epcot.
Dude, but it's got to happen.
Oh yeah, just end
Holy
in
F.
Mexico.
Holy F, understood. Understood. I'm going to take that wisdom to heart.
Yeah.
So, you got special B, man.
Finally.
You got the B
Finally.
that you crave.
All right.
Oh, man. So, but this is an important piece of information. Yes, Daft Punk's Around the World is one of the most incredible tracks of all time. The Alive, there's a live album called Alive that has a remix with Around the World that is just, wow.
What were we going for with our...
CERM?
Yep.
25?
Okay.
So, we got a very, very good thing going there with that mechanism. Oh my gosh, look at where the color went.
It's great, right?
Oh.
And that's just with a quarter pound
There's
of
nothing.
roasted
I mean, you can
wheat.
look. You can actually look in the grain bed and see where where the roasted wheat grains are. I mean, it's not crazy. It is not a crazy amount.
No.
But this is the result. Whiskey caramel color, right?
And we were going for more Vienna malt than Munich, right?
Yeah, exactly. Up front. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So let's talk about some hops.
Oh yeah.
How do we want to hop this beer? So when we think of Flanders, they're not. What we're going for IBUs 30.
IBU, I got you. It's 30.
Okay.
Which is pretty solid.
So
Here's so Wildcard is kicking out some crazy shit here, considering using glacier hops, plum, blackberry, and wood.
okay.
Interesting. Yeah, that would definitely crank the exotic factor. Mm-hmm. Can you get glacier?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
So we can use Glacier as our flavoring hop.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
let's do a first edition. One is the classic is Centennial.
Yeah. For this style?
Yep, for this style. But let's talk about
Give me some adjectives for that bad boy.
clean, crisp, and floral.
Oof. Oof.
So what would Omin be putting into this to kind of, when we think about hops, how is he going to be bittering this hop?
Dude, these motherfuckers. Look at this. Northern Brewer may be good because Waterdeep is the gateway to the north. Is
like
this
that.
the best channel of all time?
It's the best goddamn show
But
ever.
look at Rocky. Rocky is talking about cashmere. I've never even heard of cashmere.
I don't think we can get it, but it would be kind of neat.
Melon, lemon, spice. See, that's what you want with the tang.
So
of the Flanders.
cashmere, something like that would be Hallertau Blanc.
Yeah. We've had to bring in Hallertau Blanc
Yeah.
to sub in a couple times.
I say put Northern Brewer down. That's a really great
Classic.
classic. It's fine, dry, and clean. That for our bittering hops. Where we can go crazy if we want is going to be on flavor and aroma.
Up top. Mm-hmm. Well, here, let's give them these two, and then let's keep some of these other classy ones in mind. Our Disco is suggesting some Saaz. What do you think about Saaz at the base?
I love it. Yeah, Saaz is great too.
I know you love Saaz. That's another noble, right?
Mm-hmm.
So take a look at that. So that's basically our ground floor. That's going to be our bittering hop. Starts in the whole way, hanging out.
Wow, this stuff is.
The whole brew. It's amazing, right? Like, this is a form of joy that is potable, right? And so for me, this makes me super cranked up for next week's. So
3 weeks
is
from
it
now.
2?
So we'll have New Belgium in next week.
Yes.
Then we have 1,000 Year Promise.
Oh, true.
Then we have Summer Promise.
All right.
Then we have Woodstain.
Exactly.
And then
So-
True Name.
Exactly. So the Summer Promise, that is the one that's going to be mixed with juice. So that's basically going to be our take on this, but it's going to be not canned. It's going to be a completely fresh brew.
Yeah.
Half and half with juice. We're not going to get out of this show with a drop of that.
No, that's going to be ridiculous.
Even pouring
Half. Yeah.
Right?
Wow, this is...
Oh, what was True Name? Do you
Oh, True Name was for...
Audra,
Yeah,
right?
wasn't it?
Yep.
And what was for Omin and Evelyn? Letter of Intent.
Letter of Intent. Amazing.
I got so many recipes in here now, not just from the
Your own
original.
shit.
No, but they're all the 5-gallon recipes are in here now too.
All right. You got to scroll and scroll. Man, this is a rough one in here. I'm going to give you 30 or so more seconds to get your vote in. But right now it's between Northern Brewer and Saaz, and Saaz could definitely win it.
Oh yeah, geez, it's coming in. Only a couple votes
Yeah.
would switch that around.
Oh, damn. Shit. Okay, now it's tied. Ah! All right. All right. I'm just going to count and click. Right? No. Northern Brewer by a nose.
Okay.
Right? But again, that's just the ground level, right?
Yep. So how about this for our...
The flatware?
Yeah. Oh shit! All right, I just had it. First, Kohatu. This is a New Zealand hops.
What we've had good experiences with these NZ.
Right.
We got
Lime and pineapple.
how's it spelled?
Kohatu.
Wow.
Kohatu?
So what were the two terms?
Lime and pineapple.
Hey, thanks, Lesta. Good to see you. Wild. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so basically it's, the situation.
Yeah, so how is Omin thinking about flavoring this?
Right.
Because he's trying to be exotic in flavor, or is he trying to...
Yeah, what he's trying to do is to put something out there that is in that sweet spot where it is wildly different from the other offerings in the marketplace. Mm-hmm. And that is its primary selling characteristic. But it also has to be potable in some way, right? Mm-hmm. And so Omin, being me at some level, is going to fear that tang. And so he's going to be trying to put flavors in that for whom that tang is a natural aspect. So lime and pineapple are going to work with that tart aspect on a flavor level, right?
Oh, and Glacier.
Exactly. We've got that from the channel.
Yep.
What do you got for Glacier?
It's going to be... Oh, shit, I just had it.
Odor. Thank you.
It's going to be... citrus lemon notes with cedar and pine.
Wild. Okay, so that's going to be coming in on that sort of resinous level, right?
Mm-hmm. And how about this? Summer hops.
Summer?
These
I've never even heard of that.
apricot and melon.
Oh. God,
Yes, I read
hope didn't make that
off
sound out loud.
Tahoma, which is basically a daughter of... It's virtually just like Glacier. Glacier didn't have a description. Excuse me, Sumer hops.
Oh,
Not
Sumer.
Sumer.
Oh, really? Like S-U-M-E-R?
Summer.
Oh, yeah, summer. Apricot and melon, that's going to jump out. Oh, man, and then what's going to come off the top of this cup? I don't know, I'm cranked up. Here, can I grab the cues?
Sure.
Okay. I can't do it like you can, but I can do my best. All right, Bear and Timber, name suggestion, Sour of Splendor, Considered, Man, GM Rocky is always coming in with a curatorial hop selections. Archer, a citrus twist of floral with hints of lime and peach. I've never even heard of Archer. This is like hop porn. Like I have no idea. Like where is he getting this stuff?
Hop porn.
GM Rocky is like a hop fetishist. Graham Baxter is reserving the name Worst Kept Secret. All right, I got you. I'm putting that in there. New Belgium says, I know this, I said this a few minutes ago, but a Penny Arcade beer recipe book illustrated by Mike. He's already agreed to draw some pictures for this.
Yeah.
So that's going to happen.
Yeah, we're already, it's already in the works.
Rory is saying, hey, would you run a one-shot for New Belgium with Eric and volunteer players? Fuck yeah, are you kidding? Yeah, does that sound like me? Let's see. Claire is saying, you could take a beer and choose mass lords we know of and have it customized to their preference to butter them up. Yeah, definitely.
That's a fun idea.
It's a super, super fun idea, and he would definitely do it. I think that, oh my gosh, this smell. I think the main thing for Omin right here is locking this thing up so that it gets on every tap.
Right.
Right? Yeah, now that the death curse has been lifted, this is from Stiggs, the lizard folk could just go ahead and resurrect their king again. I don't know. I don't know if it actually 100%, it really depends. So part of the fiction around that, Stiggs, is that there was a creature devouring them. And so if it ever occurred that the lizard king was devoured, which is what happened, they call it an atropol or something like that. If it was consumed, then the spirit itself was consumed and could never find its way back, right? It isn't just that there was a temporary barrier and then it was lifted, it's that there was a creature consuming this energy, a sort of larval god type creature, right? The Ponderer says, hey, coming up to Seattle for PAX West, what places do I need to check out for good beer?
Whoa.
Motherfucker, we got you hooked up.
Yeah.
It's like this, Ponderer.
Lucky envelope.
You want to hit our spot, right? You want to head up Ballard Way. Ballard is blowing the fuck up in terms of just completely world-class offerings. So you want to start over by Lucky Envelope for a couple reasons. One, it's one of the best new breweries in Seattle. You want to walk from Lucky Envelope to Stoop.
Or Rubens.
Oh, no, don't worry. Don't.
Okay.
Eric,
Hey, listen,
you wound me.
I'm just saying, hey, there's options.
You go from Lucky Envelope to Stoop to Obeck, then you go to Rubens, and then you continue. Because remember, this is a loop. I'm describing a loop where you go like this. After you get done at Rubens, which is completely fucking A-class, then you hit Maritime, which is a local tradition with incredible food. So by the time you get there, you're ready to have dinner. Make it happen. After you get done with Maritime, then you walk over into Ballard proper, and you make a stop at Peddler real quick. And then after Peddler, you're welcome to go to anywhere you want. Our recommendation would be Noble Fir.
Absolutely.
Northwest Peaks is amazing. Lagunitas has a few good things and a few bizarre things. At least the local variant does. But you can do quite well for yourself over in our neck of the woods, and that's what I would recommend. Summer, my friend. Summer. Apricot and melon. So that's our flavor hop on top of this sour, which is going to be moi, right? Now, what do we have coming up on top of the glass?
First, what was we were going for 4% ABV, right?
4% ABV?
And what were we looking at for our IBUs?
30.
30, okay.
Times New Opponent wants to know if the mouth on the Pico can be named the J-hole. Oh yeah, listen, I don't actually know what the J-hole is. The whole idea. No problem, Ponder. I got you. Yeah. Let's see. Zaga is saying, I keep forgetting to corner you guys and talk about recipe distribution. Let's do that soon. Yes. Exactly right, Zaga. Let's figure out how we can get these. The 5-gallon recipes out there ready to go. Brian is just suggesting it might be the Jeff hole. Now, the Jeff hole is very dangerous for beer, as you've seen. The Jeff hole is a place where beer disappears. So what are we thinking about?
We're gonna go for yeast stills.
Well,
So,
aroma, right?
well, we have. Did you want to use the summer for flavor?
Oh, no, that's good for me.
Okay.
If you're good, you're good.
I don't want. I mean, we don't need to put too many hops in this.
That's
We could
true.
put another one if we want.
That's true. That's fine. Here, so let's crank the yeast factor and then we'll get a name. Okay. All right, what you got?
First is going to be the Brettanomyces lambiscus, which is going to give us the cherry pie.
Oh, wow. Yeah, and it's true. Cherry pie, but also pie cherry, right? It's a specific type of vibe, right? Almost like a currant, I would say, right?
Yep.
So what do you got on top of that, Brett?
And then we're going to look at the lactobacillus. This is going to be a little more sour and a little more fruity.
Oh, man. Dude, this is going to be such a winner. This is going to be such a fucking winner. Orion Rogue says, any fruit additions to this, like raisins or prunes for secondary? We certainly could. Maybe on batch 2.
Yeah.
Let's experiment a little bit. Mr. Dan Barinaman, or maybe it's Dan like Tambourine Man, like Mr. Tambourine Man. That's my guess. What are your thoughts on an Ack-Ent version of the Adventurers League? One shots hosted exclusively at Seattle breweries. Motherfucker. Motherfucker.
Get out of our heads.
Get out of our heads, first of all.
Just keep.
You're being weird.
What's the term? Stay tuned.
Keep it secret. Keep it safe.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, St. Brian says, hey, would a cheddar forward meal go well with this, or would you want more acid or spice? I think cheddar would be a very, very good mix with the tart sweet here.
You give me cheddar and anything. Yes.
Well, yeah, cheddar's always a plus, but imagine that charcuterie board. It's got like the rich Irish cheddar.
Oh, yeah, totally.
And then it has like the cranberry.
Yeah.
Right? GM Rocky says, hey, what strain of Brett? Because this is important.
Mr. Dan Barine Man, can you tweet me? Somebody actually had mentioned you before for Two Beers Brewing. But yeah, tweet me at EJ Benson1 and we'll figure something out.
No, man, I mailed Two Beers about something that had happened with a bottle that I'd gotten from a local shop. Mm-hmm. And they like sent me a coupon. They like something had happened at like a retail location, which they are not responsible for at all. Mm-hmm. And they're like, hey, come down. They had no idea who I was.
Yeah.
They're like, come down here. We'll give you 2 glasses. Bring a friend.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. Okay. I guess this is a cool company.
Yeah. Somebody else had mentioned that. So yeah, Mr. Dan Breeman, get a hold of me and we'll figure. There's stuff in the works, so we'll figure something out.
All right, now, so GM Rocky, because GM Rocky's a straight pro, let's break it down even further. So here's Brett, cherry pie. That's what's winning, right? Mm-hmm. We're going to do the inaugural GM Rocky Fantasy Brett Special. Mm-hmm. So inside Brett, GM Rocky is suggesting very cool stuff. So there's 3 lenses by which we can see that Brett, right?
Yep.
So we have Bruzel. That's got pear. I know exactly what they mean. It's that skin, right? A little bit of astringent, maybe.
Yep.
Klaus and I has got pineapple tart, which could be fucking crazy in this. And then you got lambiscus,
Which is the cherry pie.
for the cherry. So because GM Rocky has been an aggressive advocate for crazy pants, cool stuff. I want to give Jam Rocky a little bit of love here. So now that we're dialed in on that kind of tartness, Channel, tell me where you think this would be a cool. What's the cool aspect? Knowing everything else that we know about the offering, what do you think would be a cool option inside the Brett spectrum? S.A. Wells is saying, a good throng word for you, formicate, means to move like a swarm of ants. Thus the gathered throng formicate before you. Obviously, I support you 100%. Of course, there's definitely a derivation of that for the classic D&D fan as well. The Formians, which is a race of intelligent ant people. It's like, only 80 kids, only 80s kids know.
Yeah.
You know?
Don't be that guy. I started with the red box.
You know what I mean? No, they want to stick with the cherry pie, my friend.
Cool.
All right, we got it now. That name. So I got a couple names here on the queue. So I'm going to put those in here just to kind of get us queued up. Worst kept secret is pretty good. A funny inside joke about Omin. So what else do we got, though? Raise your mask. Ooh, Lord's Favour. Oof. That, Niana. See, that's exactly right. Because it would have that, like, think about the branding internal to Waterdeep, right?
Right. Well, yeah, and especially because it's Noble Standard. That's good, GM Rocky. Because it literally is a city of 1,000 cultures, right? And you're trying to.
Oh, Nihilist, it would definitely be on the nose, but people know that there are Lords of Waterdeep. I mean, it's kind of a joke, right?
Oh, Council's Keep. I like that. That's neat.
Oh yeah, just the idea that you're getting a taste of the upper class. People are gonna pull glasses of that. You know what I mean?
Masquerade.
I'm gonna put Masquerade in, but the traditional spelling.
Harlequin.
Ooh, Harlequin is an amazing name.
A seat at the table. Northern Splendor? That's kind of cool, yeah.
Ooh, there we go.
Master Red. Puppeteer.
Do one more.
Northern Bounty. Eminent Domain.
Red letter.
Red
there we
letter.
go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Take a look at those. We'll get you picked. Did Omin place a tracking spell in this beer to better map his distribution area? Probably. That sounds like him. Some kind of tracking sigil. Right. Hey, can you mute my mic real quick, Josh?
Yep.
I'll be back in a second.
God, they're
They're going wild.
a couple of them are. Worst kept secret is Lord's Favor. That's fun. I'm trying to think of what else. Get those votes in. Yeah, Zeno, you're right. We might need a runoff. Brian, you don't think Omin would dunk on himself? No, yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think Lord's Favor is pretty rad. Masquerade is great. Northern Splendor is real. Like Red Letter, I just think of a wax seal, which is pretty Rad. Yeah, New Belgium, Lord's Favour actually does sound something like it would actually be on tap somewheres in Waterdeep. That actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah, Orion, I think you're 100% right. Trying to think. Oh, so the program, McMouse, the program we're using is Beersmith. And they just came out with a new version, so you can pick that up. I think it's like 20, 25 bucks. And it's really great because it not only helps you craft beers, but they have a cloud server where you can look at other people's recipes. So if you're getting into beer brewing, once you get to the point where you're making your own recipes, hands down, grab Beersmith. It's really, really great. I think I've been using it for a decade. So Lord's Favour is doing pretty damn well.
Well, yeah.
And it makes sense. If that sounds like it's going to be on tap somewheres in Waterdeep.
All right. You got me, Josh? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think that Lord's Favour is the right choice for a couple reasons. One, obviously it's on the nose, but everything about Omin being... Like, you can even see that reference in other names. Everything about Omin being a Master Lord is on the nose, right?
Right.
It's like, he's trying to get a better seat at a restaurant. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But also Lord's Favour has a marketing aspect to it.
Oh, yeah.
That I think is just irresistible for me.
Yeah.
Gathered Throng, thanks so much for feasting on another episode of Acquisitions Intoxicated.